Thank you for tuning into the Justice Post. My name is Delaney Emhoff, and today we have Megan Krell here today. She is a student studying politics and history. Today we'll be talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict and regarding Jewish Americans. The Jewish-Palestine conflict has created deep divisions within the American Jewish community and a rise of anti-Semitism in the U.S., and it has led many Jewish Americans to modify their public behaviors. Megan, what do you know about the Israel-Palestine issue conflict?
So, right now, originally at the time that area of land that's being fought over was supposed to be ungoverned, well, at a point in time, different governmental groups had taken over, and Israel, who was big against them, tried to push them out because Israel has wanted, as a government, has wanted this land for a very long time because they view it as a holy land, so they want it as part of their holy country. So they did a lot of fight back on that, and then this current group, the Hamas, if you will, the Palestinians, have been like the biggest pushers back. So this conflict in this area religiously has been going on since the dawn of time. It's a constant thing. So when it comes to this, it's not really a surprise, but it's been just a bigger push, a lot more violence, and a lot more religious violence.
Religious violence. All right, so it's particularly a war over a holy land regarding Jewish people.
Yes.
Correct? All right. So when it comes to the idea of Jewish Americans and whether they support it or not, from my research and from what I believe, younger Jewish Americans are more likely to not support what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the older generations think that it's okay. They think, why? Do you know why that is?
So a lot of younger generations there's a lot of more influence on, understanding that, hey, we're differences of religion, and yeah, it's not okay to persecute people because of it. So we're more understanding of that. And in America specifically, going to Israel is more of like a holiday or like a religious travel, if
Gotcha.
you will.
Okay.
So for them, it's a lot more of preserving that land and understanding that maybe no control over it is essential, but then at the same time preventing fighting each other. Whereas the older generations are a lot more like, this is kind of like our land and we've ruled it for all this time, and like it should stay within us. And then a lot of them are upset because the later generations hear these topics about how certain religions are taught to despise them because they're Jewish or because they're American, so they're a lot more open to hostilities towards Arabs and Muslims and the such.
We are seeing a rise, even in the U.S., of anti-Semitism. The modified behavior, people are starting to not highlight themselves as Jewish in public. I understand that I'm trying to make a connection when it comes to like World War II, when many Jewish American or Jewish people, period, started to do those things where they were like distancing themselves from their religion. Do you see some of that?
So yeah, there's a lot of like people who are trying to close off. They don't want to to put on a production of what their religion is, because it's true. Whether you're Jewish, Catholic, Muslim, whatever you are, there's a lot of people who are going after you because of your religion, which is a really sad thing that in a nation where you have that guaranteed right of freedom to religion, people are so scared to be open and like share what their religion is.
So in order to make sure this persecution of peoples doesn't maintain or grow, do you think education or better understanding, advocacy? I know protests, they get things done. Sometimes they turn not great, like you know how it can go south fast. I mean, people are people. Do you think having resources or just information in general would help that fact?
Yeah, so education would be a huge factor. A lot of schools teach the Holocaust, obviously, but you still see younger generations of people who were not directly impacted from it, or like they were generationally impacted from it, have a lack of understanding of this actually happened, this is happening today. Like, people are struggling to make connections. So I think the education aspect of it is so important to make sure that people are able to make those connections that, hey, some of the things that we're seeing today are a lot like massive genocides and big issues like the Holocaust that we saw. So just being able to educate yourself, understand these things, see the connections to prevent the spread of them and to try and grasp a hold on it.
So the saying of, if you don't think about history, if you don't know history, it will repeat itself. Are you a big believer in that?
For sure. I mean, we see it all the time. Like, for a perfect example, you look at everything in the Middle East, it just keeps repeating itself. Or fighting with Russia, it just keeps repeating itself. So if you don't know, if you don't keep educated, it just is a revolving circle.
All right, well, thank you for your information. Thank you for speaking with us. I will have more information. We may do more videos. I'm not quite sure. Thank you.